Hi guys, Dan Pickar here with Eastmans Bow Hunting Journal. Today we're out here with Gear Lab and we're going to talk about the Montana Decoy. Now most of the time out west we don't hunt whitetails very often, but certain years when I don't shoot a mule deer, I like to always get out during the rut in November and hunt these whitetails on the ground with a Montana Decoy. The key to my success is specifically the Montana Decoy, and what I'm using that decoy for is a distraction so I can get a shot on the ground. For these decoys to be most effective, I like to hunt the pre-rut. Sometimes the peak of the rut, but the pre-rut usually yields the most bucks coming in, looking to fight, looking for does. When I get set up downwind of this decoy and I have the wind in my favor from the bedding area, and basically what I'm using this decoy for is a distraction for me to actually draw back and make a shot on the buck when he's coming in. Now a lot of times the bucks are completely unaware of your presence if you have your setup right, and they're so focused on fighting, so focused on that decoy, that you can actually get away with a lot of movement. Just this last year, I snuck into this drainage and it was a big, thick north face, and I had a hunch there were some bucks bedded up on it, and I had a good wind up the draw. I set up a little bit downwind. Probably within a minute of rattling, I heard some noise, and sure enough, a buck was starting to come in. I could see him rake in a tree, and he came right in, not even paying attention to me, and I was about 20 to 30 yards away from the decoy. So while he was coming in and he was focused on fighting, ears laid back, puffed up, and coming in to fight, I was able to draw back, and I actually missed that buck, and he got away. But that was a really good example of how effective these decoys really are when they're set up and used in the right scenarios. Now every year Montana Decoy comes out with their decoy guide, and what that is a pamphlet that'll show you and give you hints and tactics on each species that you hunt with the Montana Decoy, whether it's a turkey, it's a moose, it's an elk, it's an antelope, or a deer in this case. Now hunting whitetails on the ground with a bow, with a decoy, some of the most exciting bow hunting you're ever gonna do, and that's why I try to do it every year if I can. So hopefully if you find yourself in limbo needing to go on another deer hunt or wanna go hunt whitetails, give this a try, get yourself a Montana Decoy, get out there, hunt them on the ground, really pay attention to the wind and the cover, and maybe you'll find yourself standing there staring at a big buck at 20 yards, snorting and puffing at your decoy, and you'll be punching your tag. For more tips and tactics like this, be sure to subscribe to the Eastmans YouTube channel.